Mikimoto versus Cartier. Who makes the most timeless jewelry? Timelessness. It's a word often thrown around in the world of luxury, but few brands truly earn it. In today's cinematic deep dive, we're placing two titans of jewelry design under the spotlight. Mikimoto and Cartier. One is the Japanese master of cultured pearls, the other a Parisian powerhouse of haute joaillerie. Both evoke elegance, wealth, and power. But when it comes to timeless jewelry, which house reigns supreme? You're going to want to watch until the end where we reveal 10 hidden secrets you never knew about Mikimoto and Cartier. Let's take you behind the velvet curtain and into the ateliers where heritage, precision, and prestige collide. This is Mikimoto versus Cartier. Foundations of Legacy. Mikimoto, a legacy cultured in the sea. Mikimoto was founded in 1893 by Kokichi Mikimoto, the man credited with inventing the cultured pearl. For centuries, natural pearls were treasures for royalty, but they were rare, inconsistent, and dangerous to source. Mikimoto changed the game. With delicate science and intense dedication, he unlocked the ability to culture pearls reliably, making luxury more accessible without losing its allure. From Tokyo to Paris, Mikimoto's name became synonymous with elegance. Every strand is hand-selected, graded, and matched, often taking years to complete. Their legacy is built not just on design, but on invention itself. Cartier, the jeweler of kings and the king of jewelers. Cartier began in 1847, founded by Louis-François Cartier. By the early 20th century, it was crafting for royals across Europe, including the British crown. Cartier defined Belle Epoque elegance and later Art Deco drama. Their innovations like the Tutti Frutti style and mystery clocks became iconic. Where Mikimoto innovated in material, Cartier innovated in form. From the Panthère collection to the Love Bracelet, Cartier became the ultimate symbol of wearable prestige. Unlike Mikimoto, which centers around a single precious material, Cartier experiments across gold, platinum, diamonds, coral, and more. Signature pieces. Let's take a deep dive into Mikimoto's icons. Akoya pearl necklace, perhaps the most quintessential Mikimoto piece. These pearls are hand-selected for size, color, luster, and surface perfection. A classic 18-inch strand can take over a decade to assemble. The Mikimoto by Comme des Garçons collaboration. Avant-garde meets heritage. A rebellious take on pearls for a new generation. Mikimoto high jewelry tiaras. Often worn in Miss Universe pageants and royal events, these pieces merge Eastern craftsmanship with Western opulence. Now, let's take a deep dive into Cartier's icons. Cartier Love Bracelet, a symbol of modern romance. Designed to be locked with a screwdriver, it speaks of possession and commitment, a viral bestseller. Panthère de Cartier, the feline muse of the house, fierce, sculptural, and often encrusted in emeralds and onyx. Cartier Juste un Clou, a nail turned into a bracelet, the perfect example of Cartier's ability to transform everyday objects into luxury statements. Materials and techniques. Pearls versus precious stones. Mikimoto has a singular focus: pearls, Akoya, South Sea, and Baroque. Each is delicately nurtured in the ocean, cleaned by hand, sorted by shade, and paired by luster. Cartier deals in a wider palette: sapphires, rubies, emeralds, yellow gold, and platinum. Their craftsmen work with complex settings, invisible mounts, and intricate filigree. The art of restraint versus the art of drama. Mikimoto leans minimalist: quiet beauty, subtle shimmer, restraint that whispers luxury. Cartier leans bold, architectural, and dramatic. Necklaces with thousands of diamonds, animal motifs with fierce expressions. It doesn't whisper, it roars. Craftsmanship. Both brands maintain ateliers with elite artisans. Mikimoto's strand matching is legendary. Each pearl is turned against the skin to test its feel and brilliance. Cartier's techniques include lost wax casting, complex enamel work, and stone setting that appear seamless. Their high jewelry can take hundreds of hours to complete. Cultural influence. Now onto the red carpet. Mikimoto, Pearls on first ladies, royalty, and actresses like Marilyn Monroe. Recently, figures like Rihanna and Zendaya have worn modern takes. Cartier, Beyoncé, Princess Diana, Timothée Chalamet. Red carpet royalty. The love bracelet is now a global status symbol. East meets West. Mikimoto embodies Japanese precision. It reflects an ethos of harmony, impermanence, and perfection through repetition. Even its boutique interiors reflect this Zen influence. Cartier is Parisian glamour. Old world royalty meets contemporary wealth. Their boutiques often reside in global fashion capitals and heritage buildings. Marketing and brand power. Cartier runs grand campaigns with celebrities and film-style narratives. Mikimoto stays quiet, elegant, and reserved, fitting for a brand that lets its pearls do the talking. Price and prestige. Price points. Mikimoto necklaces range from $2,000 to $500,000 depending on pearl size, origin, and design. Cartier pieces range from $3,000 to $2 million plus, especially in high jewelry. Secondary market. Cartier jewelry often retains or increases in value, particularly vintage love bracelets or unique Panthère designs. Mikimoto pearls also hold value, especially flawless strands, but pearls are generally more fragile and harder to resell at peak value. Investment versus heirloom. Cartier often doubles as an investment piece. Mikimoto is cherished more as a family heirloom, passed from mother to daughter. Who wins? There's no clear winner. Mikimoto is the undisputed master of cultured pearls, quietly powerful, softly radiant, a whisper of wealth. Cartier is the ultimate jeweler of prestige, loud in legacy, bold in design, jewelry that tells a story before you speak. So it comes down to this. Do you want timeless elegance in the form of pearls nurtured by the sea, or the timeless statement of a brand that builds architectural beauty from precious stones? Here are 10 hidden secrets about Mikimoto and Cartier that you likely never knew. At number 1, Mikimoto invented cultured pearls by accident. In 1893, Kokichi Mikimoto accidentally triggered the formation of the world's first cultured pearl using a small bead nucleus and a bit of luck. His wife, Ume, was the first to witness the shimmering result, and he nearly gave up right before it happened. Number 2. Cartier's signature panther was inspired by a mistress. Cartier's iconic panther motif was inspired by Jeanne Toussaint, Louis Cartier's powerful muse and lover. Known as La Panthère, she wore exotic furs and had a fierce spirit. And soon, Cartier turned her identity into jewelry legend. Number 3. Mikimoto once burned thousands of pearls. In the early 20th century, Mikimoto burned tens of thousands of imperfect pearls in a dramatic public display to prove that only perfection had a place in his name. It was both a publicity stunt and a quality pledge. Number 4. Cartier used real Egyptian artifacts in its jewelry. Cartier created pieces from actual Egyptian antiquities, including faience and scarabs acquired from excavations. These elements were set into modern designs during the Art Deco period, blending 2,000 years of history with high fashion. Number 5. Mikimoto pearls were once a military secret. During World War II, cultured pearls were considered a national treasure and restricted for export in Japan. Mikimoto's methods were so closely guarded that rival nations believed it to be state-controlled biotechnology. Number 6. Cartier designed a tank-inspired watch. The Cartier tank watch was literally inspired by military tanks from World War I. Louis Cartier saw the Renault tanks used on the battlefield and mimicked their rectangular form in one of the most elegant timepieces of all time. Number 7. Mikimoto supplied pearls for Miss Universe crowns. Mikimoto created the official Miss Universe crown multiple times, including the version with 500 plus diamonds and South Sea pearls. The crown was so valuable, it was pulled from circulation after multiple security concerns. Number 8. Cartier sold a necklace for a palace. The legendary Patiala necklace, made by Cartier for the Maharaja of Patiala, contained a 234-carat yellow diamond. Years later, fragments of it were found in a second-hand shop. Cartier secretly reassembled it using synthetic gems to honor the original. Number 9. Mikimoto harvests pearls by hand, one by one. Despite AI and robotics, Mikimoto still relies heavily on skilled divers and artisans who retrieve and clean pearls manually, preserving centuries-old traditions even in the age of automation. And number 10. Cartier's first big sale was to a princess. In 1859, Princess Mathilde, niece of Napoleon Bonaparte, bought a Cartier piece, instantly catapulting the brand into elite society. From that moment, royalty became their best advertisement. Leave a comment below. Are you Team Mikimoto or Team Cartier? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the bell so you don't miss our next luxury deep dive. For more behind-the-scenes videos of how the world's most iconic pieces are made, check out the links in the description. Thanks for watching.